Good morning and welcome to everyone. Let's start with a prayer together. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, friend, beloved God, Guru Preceptors, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lahiri Mahashai, Swami Shri Teswarji, beloved Guru Dev, Paramhansa Yogananda Ji, saints of all religions, we bow at thy feet. Bless us at this Christmas season to feel the presence of Christ and Christ consciousness within ourselves that dwells within all masters and within each one of us. Om Shanti, Shanti. I'd like to start with a reading from Metaphysical Meditations on To Meditate on Christmas Eve from Master. Lift your eyes and concentrate within. Behold the astral star of divine wisdom. Let the wise thoughts in you follow the telescopic star to behold the Christ everywhere. In the land of everlasting Christmas, a festive, omnipresent Christ consciousness, you will find Jesus, Krishna, the saints of all religions, the great Guru Preceptors, all waiting to give you a floral reception of ever new, everlasting happiness. Prepare for the baby Christ by decorating the Christmas tree of your universal love with gifts of calmness, forgiveness, nobility, service, kindness, spiritual understanding, and devotion, wrapped in your golden goodwill and bound with the silver cord of your pure sincerity. O Christ, may the birth of thy love be felt in all hearts this Christmas and every day. Om Shanti, Shanti. We'll hear a song now, and then we'll see a short video of Swamiji greeting us at Christmas time. Welcome again.
Long ago there was a little shed, there 3 mighty kings did bow their heads to a gentle babe of low degree, whom men called the Son of Mary. Who'll tell to me this mystery, how a tiny babe in a manger lid could so many hearts to love persuade this holy Son of Mary. Shepherds came and knelt in wonder there, seeing him in light beyond compare, and his eyes that told them all love was he, whom men called the Son of Mary. Who'll tell to me this mystery, how a tiny babe in a manger lid could so many hearts to love persuade this holy Son of Mary. Wonderful it was that Christmas day, how from far and near they came to pray, how from far they glimpsed his majesty, whom men called the Son of Mary. Who'll tell to me this mystery, how a tiny babe in a manger laid could so many hearts to love persuade, this holy Son of Mary. Could it be that in that little one Spirit's universal love did shine? If it's true, He lives in you and me, whom men called the Son of Mary. Who'll tell to me that mystery, how a tiny babe in a manger laid could so many hearts to love persuade, this holy Son of Mary. You know, I came to Master, well, most of you know it, in September of 1948, antediluvian, you might say. And at least not more than a month later, he invited me out to the desert. And then he said that the three wise men who came to the Christ child were Babaji, Lahiri Mahashai, and Sri Yukteswar. I don't think he'd ever said that before. It was very interesting. As I was working on his Revelations of Christ, I just could not help thinking that Master was Baba, Master was Jesus. The same personality, the same kind of humor, everything seemed the same. One time I asked him, "Sir, were you Jesus Christ?" He said, "What difference would it make?" Okay, I guess he didn't want it known, but I can't help thinking it all the same. I know one time he talked about Jesus, and he said that somebody with that kind of compassion for mankind would come back again and again. That wouldn't be just his only life. And of course, I think that he was William the Conqueror. Each time he came back, he came to save Christianity, or some aspect of Christianity. He came back as Fernando III in Spain to drive out the Moors. And I just can't help thinking that the two are the same. But the meaning of our gurus and the meaning of Christ, these great masters come back to this earth again and again. There's no problem with John the Baptist. He could easily have come as Sri Yukteswar in that form also, even though he was already born in this world. It would not matter. Masters can take several bodies at once. But that divine quality that comes with these masters, that is something for which we should be eternally grateful. When I meditate on the Christ, I feel so much cosmic love. And the churches have it all wrong. They should read passages like, "Be ye therefore perfect, and blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. And it is more blessed to give than to receive. And who before Abraham was, I am." Many, many other statements. If we want to be true Christians, and if we want to love Jesus, we should love him as an expression of that infinite consciousness. And we at Ananda are dedicated to perpetuating this teaching of Masters. Master came here to this world to teach original Christianity, not the original Christianity of churchianity. You've got to believe this in order to be saved and so on. What does it matter what you believe, what you experience, what you know, what is true? That is what counts. We have a great mission to perform, and let us give our lives to helping to spread this mission to the whole world. What I have done, I hope you will do. And I cannot be with you this Christmas except in one little point of this globe. But I send you all my love for Christmas and my prayers, and I hope to see you sooner or later. God bless you.
Good morning again, everyone. You can feel it's such a special time, this time of Christmas. Master said the vibration and the presence of Christ is very, very close to everyone at this time of year. And those who open themselves and become receptive and draw, call for, pray for the presence of Christ and Christ consciousness will feel a blessing that will last for so long. This is what Christmas is about, the Mass of Christ, or waiting to feel the presence of Christ. And the Christmas tree and the gifts and the lights and all of the social parts, they're nice. We enjoyed them, but without that uplifted feeling in your heart of Christ's presence within, all around you, and even more important, within you, within your own consciousness. This is what the masters came to teach. And one time, Swamiji played the part of Christ in a tableau, a scene for Christmas. And Master said to Swamiji afterwards, he said, "Oh, I heard you played the part well." And Swamiji said, "I don't want to just act the part of Jesus or look like Jesus." He said, "I want to be like him." And Master said to him, "That will come." And really, that is the message behind all of our teachings and practices and our whole life, is to find out who and what we really are through meditation, through devotion, through our spiritual study, through our link and attunement with the gurus, to uplift our consciousness until we really feel, I'm not this little body. I'm not this little personality with problems and worries. The Christ consciousness, which is in everything, in everyone, and was manifest in all the masters, that is within me, that spark of God. And as we had the meditation, some will still have it this week, but the 8-hour Christmas meditation, I hope you all attended at least for some time, because in those moments when you can really spend the time and try to uplift yourself, feel the stillness, the peace, the presence of that consciousness all around you, and of the pouring down of the blessings of God, gurus, and Christ, and the Christ consciousness, then so much karma is alleviated. You're so much more free from delusions. You're so much more uplifted in who and what you are. And I was remembering there are times of Christmas with Swamiji, and they were priceless moments of the long Christmas meditation, which you, even from the beginning, I remember I did it 8 hours, and you just feel so uplifted. And then we would have a social Christmas with Swamiji. You always felt he never was out of the self. No matter what you do at Christmas time, just always try to be in the self. And he would have, we'd have singing, the choir, the gifts under the tree, and Swamiji would always have a mountain of presents that people would give him, and he didn't use half of them usually. But what was the deepest part was each person he would bless. He would give a talk, and then he would bless each person as they came up with their gift. And you felt that blessing at the center, the Christ center, Krishna Christ center between the eyebrows. And you felt so uplifted. And I was remembering one of our first Christmases here in India with Swamiji, and Swamiji was quite unwell that day. And many of us, all of us who were here, there were, I don't know, 30 or 40 people maybe at Swamiji's home in Gurgaon. And we knew he wasn't well, but he still called us over. It was everyone who was a part of the work, at least up in the NCR at that time. And Swamiji came down the stairs of his house. We were all in the living room. Some of you were probably there. And he didn't say hardly anything. He was very quiet. He was unwell. But he wanted to give his blessing, God's love, to all of us. So no one spoke for a while. But Swamiji, we weren't meditating. He was just sitting with us. And then someone said, Swamiji, we knew he was unwell, so we didn't want to have him give a talk. So we said, Swamiji, could we sing some of your songs on the life of Christ? And he said, oh, that would be wonderful. And we began to sing the different songs. You've heard them. And Swamiji, just every song, he got more and more bright and more uplifted. And he just strong. And we sang maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6 songs. And everyone was singing. It wasn't a choir. It was like the whole group was singing. And then after that, we thought Swamiji would go back upstairs to his room. And he was so uplifted by the presence and the love that everyone gave through the songs that he stayed an hour and a half more. And he talked to us about Master and his time with Master at Christmas. And for all of us, it was my first Christmas, maybe the only second one that we had in India. And I don't remember that there was even a tree or presents or lights or what we were used to in America with Christmas. And we were feeling a bit down, and well, there's no Christmas here, and our friends and family aren't here. And once Swamiji started talking about Master and Jesus and Christ consciousness and his time with Master at Christmas, and I just remember leaving that room saying, now that was the real Christmas, without any of those outer things that we're used to be in the presence of one who's in the consciousness of Christ, and to feel Christ's love and the Master's love. That was the gift that they gave us at Christmas. And I hope at this Christmas time that you too will feel that gift. Certainly you feel it in the Christmas meditation, Christmas morning, meditate a little longer. And then besides receiving that yourself, the second part is to give that to everyone you meet. Even if you don't say a word, just a smile or your vibration or your consciousness. We need to be channels, instruments for Christ consciousness in this world, and not just think of, oh, who am I going to give a gift to and all of that, but just feel that consciousness is in me and I'm going to share it with the world. God bless you all. There are a couple of questions today. I'll ask Natindra to join me on the screen.
Thank you, Dhyanaji. I'll just share the questions. First one, Dhyanaji, is I feel love for my family and friends, but not so much for others. So how can I open my heart and expand my love?
I would say, first of all, you can't feel for others until you get out of yourself. When everything is about you and your family, us four and no more, Master said, you can't feel for other people. You have to be meditating, you have to be uplifted. You have to uplift your consciousness. You have to have an expanded awareness beyond the little self, the little ego. It's all about me. Well, first thing is to meditate more deeply. Pray for God's love. Pray for the devotion, openness in your heart. Master told Swamiji, you must get devotion because you're overly intellectual. Swamiji prayed for devotion, he prayed for love, as well as he chanted and he felt Divine Mother's blessings. And so, first of all, meditate more deeply and ask, pray for your heart to expand. Secondly, give to others who are right around you, not your family, your friends. I mean, that's easy. Anyone who might be in need, and do it now at Christmas time. Give it could be any gift. It could be some sweets or whatever you feel, something from your home that you're not using anymore to someone who's in need, a needy person. Just begin to give to others. And you find that every time you do, your heart gets bigger. You have more compassion. You reach out beyond your little self and your preoccupations and your family and your friends. And I remember the story of Master. Some of you may remember. He was driving down somewhere in Los Angeles. He was with this driver, and at a certain point, he just said, "Stop the car." And he went into this little shop that was just dilapidated. There are a few items in there, and he just began to pick up things. This is in the film about Master. And he began to pick up various things and put them in this basket, and then he went up to the counter, and the person added everything up, and then they just burst out in tears, and they just said, "I badly needed this amount of money just today." And they felt that the divine had sent Master. Master didn't say, "Oh, I knew I read your mind." He just didn't say anything. You don't have to say anything. Just give, and you'll find that God begins to open your heart, and God begins to give through you to others in need.
Thank you, Dhyanaji. The next question is, sometimes people feel the bigger the gift, the more the person thinks of you. I would want to get out of that and give what I feel that is in my heart. Is this wrong?
I think just giving a gift because it's big and you're supposed to give a big gift is completely wrong. It's not sincere. It's not from your heart. It's ego giving to another ego, basically, and you hope they give the same back to you, maybe. But just, it should be sincere, a gift. It should be, the most important thing is there's sincerity and there's love behind it, and not personal love. It's God's love. Any gift you give, just feel, I'm giving this gift of love, God's love. And here where I live, the staff here, I tell them, go take this to the person who's the shoe maker. Go take this down to the iron walla. Go take this to the guy, the flower walla, and tell them it's from our guru. Isn't that beautiful? Instead of tell them I gave that to him, let's tell them it's from our guru. And so think of things that maybe something you made, maybe it's a spiritual book, maybe it's something that I always try to think, if it's possible, of something that will really help the person or will inspire and uplift them. Think in those terms rather than, oh gosh, I can't afford it, but I have to buy this big gift because they're expecting a big gift. And also, aren't words so important, much more important than the gift? Just a nice card with your thoughts for that person are very important. So I know it begins to be cultural, but at a certain point, you have to break out of that. And you have to be true to yourself.
Thank you, Dhyanaji. Yeah, the last part was around culture only. So
Okay.
at times I feel that I have to give gifts, but it's not always necessarily something that I feel inside. And maybe yeah, it is cultural. So do you have any thoughts on that?
I mean, we've been in so many bodies and so many lifetimes. Do you want to keep coming back in this bodies? Because the culture has bound you to a certain point. I mean, I don't feel I'm American. I'm not Indian. You just have to break out. Remember what Swami Shrikdaswarji told Master, don't become an American. And don't go there thinking that you're Hindu. He said, just take the best from all. So take the best, don't take the scraps. And, oh, I have to do this because it's cultural. Just, you're not really Indian, are you? I think each person has to answer that question. And people ask me, someone was saying the other day, was asking me, well, you've been here and you, something about being in India. And I said, right now, India is my home. And I visit America, but I live here at the moment. So just be free. Your soul is free. When you leave this earth, are you going to say, no, I'm Indian. I can't go anywhere. I have to be in India. Divine Mother is going to just take you right out of that body and give you a whole nother reality. So cultural things, maybe some of them are okay, but take the best. Don't do something just because people will say, oh, you didn't do it right. Oh, you should have done this. So we don't do it that way. Why did you do it that way? I think that's what in America, the whole hippie time was about. Break out. Everybody was breaking out. And you wore whatever you wanted to wear. Your hair was however, and it wasn't necessarily good, but it was a breaking out. And I was a part of that a little bit at the end, and I loved that breaking out. Just do what you want. So don't be bound. Do things appropriate, but don't be bound by culture or habit or family. You have to do it. You don't have to do it. Look at Jesus Christ at 12. He was supposed to get married. He said, I'm not going to get married. And he left. And so, I mean, just think if he said, okay, I'll get married. I mean, where would we be? Master, the same. 3 times they tried to marry him off. He said, I'm not going to do that. So follow in the footsteps of the masters, much more than what you think the culture is telling you to do. And live free in this world. You could go anytime, and you don't want to be attached to anything, anybody, any culture, any country, anything. You want to be free in God. So I wish you all a wonderful Christmas. And the reason we say Happy Christmas instead of Merry, even though you'll see Merry on a couple of things we're going to show, Merry means, giggly, and you're just kind of out of control. You're completely out of control. Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas. No, Swamiji said it's happy. Be happy in your heart. And I'm sure if you feel God's blessings and Christ's blessings inside, that happiness, it'll be there and will never leave you. Happy Christmas to all of you. And let's show our Christmas greeting now. We couldn't find anything that said Happy Christmas on it, but we wish you all the best.
Long ago there was a little shed, there 3 mighty kings did bow their heads to a gentle babe of low degree, whom men called the Son of Mary. Who'll tell to me this mystery, how a tiny babe in a manger led Could so many hearts to love persuade this holy Son of Mary? Shepherds came and knelt in wonder there, seeing him in light beyond compare, and his eyes that told them all love was he whom men called the Son of Mary. Who'll tell to me this mystery, how a tiny babe in a manger laid could so many hearts to love persuade this holy Son of Mary? Wonderful it was that Christmas day, how from far and near they came to pray, how from far they glimpsed his majesty, whom men called the Son of Mary. Who'll tell to me this mystery, how a tiny babe in a manger laid could so many hearts to love persuade this holy Son of Mary? Could it be that in that little one Spirit's universal love did shine? If it's true, he lives in you and me, whom men called the Son of Mary. Who'll tell to me that mystery, how a tiny babe in a manger laid could so many hearts to love persuade this